Okay, let's talk about retailing. Give my writing terrible, isn't it awful? Okay. Okay, let's talk about retailing, and let's come off this for a second and come back at it. There we go. How to sell the products. I get asked this with retailing and recruiting, and most of this training is about selling and recruiting, the two main jobs that we do in Arkworld. Let's talk about the power of retail first. Retailing is the key and foundation to your business. It is everything in building a distributorship. I really mean it. People always think recruiting is, and I'll show you why. Retailing is so important. It is the key to it all. Write this down. If you're taking notes, I know some of you are. R plus R equals R. Okay? R plus R equals R. What does that mean? Retailing plus recruiting equals royalty. Pink drink a little stir here in this training class. Retailing plus recruiting equals royalty. Not just recruiting, not just retailing, right? Retailing plus recruiting equals royalty. Aim for a 50. Now, some of you are going to have a tough time with this, but let me explain it. And I don't mean that rudely. It's just that a lot of people are not used to sometimes getting 50 odd customers. It's not done in 1 month. It takes time, but you want to aim for a 50 customer base, a monthly 50 customer base. If you're a shop and you had less than 50 customers, you probably wouldn't last in business very long, right? It's not a lot of people. In fact, it's only one person per state in the United States of America. It's not a lot. And I want to give you an example with this and show you how this works and how you retail. And why some people out there, not just in Arkworld, but in other companies, struggle with retail. Now, with an average sale of, let's say, writing this down, $100, right? At 40%, let's put you as an executive, and we can talk about that as well a little later, 40% of the company. You would make $40, right? $40. I'm doing it. I could do this in pounds for you guys in the UK. It could be 100 pounds, right? 40%. Let's just do dollars for this training. So an average sale of $100, you make 40%, that's $40. You do 50 of those a month, 50 40s, right? Makes it easy. $2,000, right? We make $2,000 or $24,000 or pounds per year. Now you're thinking, good income, Mark, nice working from home, but it's not a fortune. No, it isn't. But let me show you why it is also a fortune and easy to do. And I'll come to this with my plan of retailing. I'll talk to you about. Imagine if you had 10 distributors. Let me expand it. The power of retail. If you had just 10 distributors in your business doing the same. So here's what you look for. Let's say it took a year or 2 years, whatever. You get 10 distributors with a 50 customer base each. Instead of $5,000, because 50 times $100 turnover, sales $100, right? 50 customers, that's $5,000. 10 distributors doing that, that's all. You'd have $50,000 a month turnover. Your royalty check alone from that would be over $10,000 a month. Plus, you'd be at millionaire club status and receive an infinity bonus. You'd be on $250,000 a year, and all you have is 10 distributors. Now, I bring this up for a very important reason, and hopefully you understand this and why. There's too much in the industry. I see this so much why people don't get wealthy. They get hundreds and hundreds of distributors, and all they're doing really is using the product at discount. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. You can use the product at discount, and I hope you do, and I hope you stay on it. But imagine this, the amount of work that goes into that, years and years, and you have to get hundreds, and all they're doing is literally eating the product. And as I said, you can do that. But what you're looking for is, you're looking for retail outlets. That's what we are as distributors. We are retail outlets. You're looking for 10, right? A chain of 10 retail outlets, they're distributors. And if each one's selling 50, you're easily make $250,000 a year. No problem at all. But it's got to start with you, building that retail base, customer base. And I'll show you in a minute why a lot of people struggle with it. See, even if you work for 5 years, here's another example. And you had say you work for 5 years in Arkworld, and you had 100 distributors in total. You get 10, 20, 30, they get a couple of each and so on, right? And you get 100 people in your group. If you had, had a 50 customer base, you'd turn over $500,000 a month. You'd earn a 6-figure income a month and several $1 million a year. You become a multi-millionaire with an infinity bonus at the 18th position in the company. That's the top position. And all that is 100 distributors because they're retailing the product. It doesn't take a lot. That's why at the beginning I said to you, retailing is the key and foundation to your business. And I never took retailing for granted. I got 21 customers in my first month as a distributor. But after it took me, I think it was the 4th month, I got more customers the next month. Then some of them repeated referrals, gave me referrals and so on. And the most I got to was 68 customers in a month. But I was doing it every day, all day long. Never took this off. This button was on all the time. Lose weight with ship shape. You'll get people ask you everywhere, all day, all night. I even wore it in the shower. Just kidding. I didn't wear it in the shower. Nobody turned up. I had this on. Oh, nobody turned up. It's much, I promise you, it's not difficult if you're doing this all day long. It becomes very simple, but you've got to talk all day long. We're going to get into that, this system. You see, Arkworld pays out more than any other company of its kind in the industry. Now, imagine if you really applied yourself and built a retail customer base of 50 and you were recruiting every month. Imagine what your check would be. Unbelievable. You see, it's so important. R plus R equals R. Never underestimate retailing. I want to talk a little bit about it. Now, I developed a success system when I started Arkworld, a 4-step success system. Easy to write and say. Didn't say it, changed my tongue. There we go. 4-step success training system. And here it is, right? I can see some of you writing this down. Who, what, when, where. Now, you get real good at this business later on, right? Say it a little quicker. Who, what, when, where. I've been doing it in a while, right? Who, what, when, where. We're going to go through this. Now, this is what I call the how to sell the products 4-step success training system. You want to know how to retail every day? You want people ask me, Mark, how do we make money in Arkworld? This is how. You want to put $2,000 in your pocket a month? By the way, some people have earned more. We've had one person did $8,000 in retail. Wow. In a month. Do you know where they live? In Trinidad and Tobago. One of the smallest islands in the Caribbean. Right? $8,000. They sold something like 124, I think it was, pig drinks. I mean, there's some good retailers in Arkworld, really good. We have some people, I know a couple in London, they were consistently making £3,000–4,000 a month in retail. We have some standing retail incomes in Arkworld. So let's talk about how to do it. Who, what, when, where. How are we doing for time? Okay, we're there. Okay, who stands for, take notes, who to look for. What kind of people are we going to look for when we're selling the products? The kinds of people to look for are as simple as this. Dissatisfied people. This is why I said write a list of everybody you know. Dissatisfied with what? You know, their health. Think about it, everyone around you. People want to lose weight, feel great, maybe look better. We don't do with looking right better. We need to look our best, right? So we want to feel better, which is more important. People want to feel younger, right? You can write a list of people, and I suggest write 100. I've always been taught this. I've always been trained this. I've always taught it to others. People who could benefit from the products, who could benefit from ship shape, losing weight. Even if you didn't have weight to lose, there are a lot of people around you, and we have the best weight control and fat burning product line on this planet. Ship shape is unbelievable. I lost 28 pounds and 4 inches from my waist. My chubby cheeks, I've always kind of had, right? Were out here. I looked like a chipmunk. Now Look pretty good, there. Pretty good, right? Not too bad. Yeah, okay. So you know what I'm saying? So it works. Ship shape works. There's a lot of people around you that want to lose weight. They want to feel better. Pink drink. A lot of people around you. Look at the health issues that helps with. Even the #1 complaint in the world today, which is a lack of energy, even affects children. Lack of energy. There's so many people you can look for. Dissatisfied people is what you look for. Write a list of 100. Right? Now, if you think, well, John doesn't want to buy, right? Auntie Jean, she doesn't even like me, and I don't want to speak to them, right? They're always depressed and negative, and you can't even come up with 10 names if you do that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you know them, they go on the list. We're going to practice on. If you want help with that, you guys got 100 lists on a list, and you want some of the company or me or one of the leaders to help you, we'll show you how to work that list. It's really simple and a lot of fun. So who do we look for? Dissatisfied people. Number 2, what stands for what to say. What are we going to say to them, right? And this is what I get asked more than anything else is, what do we say to people, Mark? What am I going to say? And I'll give you a button response and a little mini pitch in a moment. But as I said earlier, keep this simple. Tell testimonials. This is about telling stories, yours and others. Keep it simple. Never try to give too much detail. People don't have the concentration span for that. It's different in training classes like this. We're here today. If you're watching this on YouTube, we need to get our pens, our papers, and we need to learn, because if we're going to have a career, we need to spend time. We need to learn. We need to spend time together, and you need trainings. But when you're talking to someone, they don't have long, if they don't know you and you're going to talk to them about the products. Keep it simple, not too much detail. Don't get into science too much unless you're qualified to talk about science, like you're a doctor or something. Keep it simple. You don't want your presentation to become too complicated. No one will be able to copy you. Remember, as I keep repeating, duplication is the key, okay? The absolute key to this. I'm going to give you a little button response. Now, if you don't want to use the word button response, you can call it mini pitch, right? Okay. But I'll give you a button response. As I said, we've got many different buttons. I'll grab a few here. I think Jill's at the company. I think that's her favorite one. Burn fat and shape up your ship shape. That works. That's so awesome in gyms. If you go to the gym, you put this on, people will talk to you. You can show them the video. Here's a button response. This is how it works. People that say to me, Mark, what happens when someone asks you, okay, lose weight with ship shape? And they say, how do I do that? Well, this is what you say. Number 1, are you seriously, and I'm going to use ship shape, by the way, here we go. I'm going to use the ship shape products as an example here on this training class, but you can apply this to the pink drink or any other product. Number 1, are you seriously interested in losing weight? I don't talk to anybody unless they're serious about it, because they may be joking, right? They may just be making fun of you. So I always ask them, number 1, are you seriously interested in losing weight? Are you seriously interested? With the other products, you can ask them, are you seriously interested in improving your health? Or are you interested in health? Number 2, how much weight do you want to lose? Right? Very important. Or if it's the other products, do you have any health issues, problems, and so on? But let's stick with ship shape. So are you seriously interested in losing weight? Number 2, how much weight do you want to lose? Keep it simple. Number 3, what have you tried before? Now, obviously, people usually, I say obviously, but it's usually, people try many different things. I was just thinking of my mom when I was talking to you there. My mom must have been on every kind of goofy diet you've ever heard of in your entire life, from things where you take pills at night and drain the fat away by the morning, right? To, I don't know, I won't name the company names, but there's so many different company names and so many diets. She tried everything, an array of diets. And she didn't use them all either, so she ended up with all these kind of half-used products in her cupboard in the kitchen. So what have you tried before? Most people have tried something. And number 4, why didn't it work for you? Now, it obviously didn't work, right? Otherwise, that'd be slim. So why didn't it work for you? So 4 things. 1, are you serious? Seriously interested? 2, how much weight you want to lose? 3, what have you tried before? And 4, why didn't it work for you? Now, here's the next thing. This is really important. I want you to get. You can do a couple of things here. 1, you can say absolutely nothing. Press your phone. Here's mine, right? Go onto YouTube. So, right. Scroll across. You go onto the YouTube little icon that hopefully you've got on your phone. If not, download it. Real easy. And you click on ship shape video. So if someone wants to lose weight, you got the ship shape video. It's about 10 minutes long. And I'm sorry about that, but you get me on your phone. You can show them. Basically, you have me with you to pitch them on the ship shape shake over here or the fat burn. So you can carry me around. Right. Sorry, guys. And you can get me pitching them for you. Right? Is that simple? Pretty cool, right? You can do that. You don't need to say anything, and then all you got to do is say, how many would you like to buy? And they say, well, I got some questions. We'll come to that in a moment. We'll tell you how to answer questions. But you can use the videos. It's so easy. You don't need to know anything. If you do want to speak to them, here's a little idea of a mini pitch. Now, some of you will struggle with this because the tendency for people is they want to over-talk this. I don't when I'm selling a product. Wealth is created by numbers, not by, as I said before, trying to convince people. It's how many people you're talking to that will help you become successful in Arkworld or in any multi-level marketing company. Always about numbers. I think somewhere in my notes, Jim Rohn once said, what I lack. Jim Rohn, by the way, if you don't know who he is, was Tony Robbins' mentor. Jim Rohn always said, what I lack in talent and education, I make up for in numbers. You know, it is about repetition over and over again, all day long, talking to people. If you're not going to, in the hours you have available, of course, but if you're not going to take it seriously, this is not going to work. It really isn't. So here's a little pitch, a little simple mini pitch, I call this, on ship shape for you. I've done this so many times, varies on the product. And you can use flyers to help you. This is the great thing, right? With the Arkworld flyers, they're really cool. They look beautiful. And when you show people a picture of it, so if I do that, you can't see me, right? I can read you what it says on the flyer, right? So I can say ship shape is arguably the most exciting, effective, and scientifically advanced weight control and fat burning product line in the world. Can you believe that? Wow. Get into ship shape. It's healthiest, right? New patented protein, this product. It's a revolutionary new fat burner. I mean, isn't that cool? You don't have to count calories. You see what I mean? You don't need to know anything in Arkworld. This is how you become successful, not learning everything and doing fancy presentations. All you need is to get some flyers, get your button on, right? Get on the products. And when you talk to people, keep it very, very simple. And this is how. So whenever you talk about any product, if there was one piece of advice I could give you, it's to learn 2 or 3 facts about that product that becomes second nature to you, so you don't have to think about it. For example, as I just said, ship shape is arguably the best weight control and fat burning product line in the world. Now, who can remember that, right? I mean, that's pretty simple, isn't it? It's the best in the world. It's unbelievable. Don't worry if you don't remember this part, but it has a new patented protein. It's not just another meal replacement, guys. This is a new protein. It's the healthiest meal in the world. And there's a new breakthrough in burning fat. Now, they're not scientific points. Anybody can learn that, right? The best weight control in the world. It's unbelievable. As a new protein, a new way of burning fat, right? It's the healthiest program out there. You're going to love it. Isn't that easy? And all you got to do, this is why it's great to carry these around with you, is take 2 of these shakes a day, 2 of these fat burners a day, and eat 1 meal of your choice, right? And you lose weight like absolute crazy. It melts off you. I lost 28 pounds and 4 inches from my waist, and you'll lose weight too. And it only costs, I got to look at the price now because in America, I know you guys have different prices from us in the UK. It only costs $3 a day or $1.50 a meal. That's all for a month's supply. How cool is that? How would you like to pay? Or if you don't want to be that direct, when do you want to start? You see, here's the point with this. You got to say it with conviction, right? I lost 28 pounds and 4 inches. This thing works. If someone wants to lose weight, they don't need to know all the science. Most people want to know, we went through it earlier, is it simple? I think it'll work. I think I can do it, right? That's the psychological process that everyone on earth goes through if they buy something or join something. Is it simple? I think it can work, right? I think it's simple. I think it can work. I think I can do it. Testimonials take you through that process. We mentioned it before, the quickest. Now, what happens if they ask you a question? All right. Person says to you, a complicated question. Tell me how vitamin A works. Tell me the source, right, of this protein. And let's say you don't know the answer to this. You don't need to know. I promise you, no one's ever been bought a product because you give them some clever explanation about vitamin A. It's not about that. If you do know, obviously, share it, but most people don't. This is how you answer all questions. All you got to do is this, be honest. Listen, I don't really know about that, to be honest with you. But what I do know is this. If you take 2 shakes a day, 2 fat burners a day, and 1 meal a day, you will lose weight like crazy. I lose weight like crazy. I lost 28 pounds and 4 inches from my waist in 10 weeks. We're not allowed to say in 10 weeks because that would be a claim. So we don't do that in our world, right? But it was in no time at all, right? It was fun. It was simple. I loved it. You'll love it too. And it costs $1.50 a meal, right? And you want to start. They said, oh, wait a minute. You haven't answered my question. I want to know about how this actually works scientifically, right, in the blood system. Tell me scientifically how this works. You say, scientifically, it works exactly like this. You take 2 shakes a day, 2 fat burners a day, and 1 meal. And scientifically, it's unbelievable. I lost weight on it. You're going to lose weight too. It's $1.50 a meal. When do you want to start? They say, you're still not answering me. I want to know about the science, Mark. Tell me about enzymatic hybrid protein. What is that? You say, this enzymatic thing is awesome. Let me tell you how it works. All you got to do is take 2 of these and 2 of those. And 1 meal of your choice, and you lose weight like crazy. I lost 28 pounds on it and 4 inches from my waist in no time at all, and you will too. I promise you, you will. And it costs $1.50 a meal. I mean, this is affordable. What meal can you get for $1.50 these days? This is the greatest product of its kind. When do you want to start? You see, what I want you to get over with this is get out of convincing people by clever pitches. That's not what it's about. This is about repetition. If you want to become successful in Arkworld, I see so many people join MLM companies, zillions, they join 10, 11, 12, 13 companies, and they're never successful. The only variable here is you. It is not the products, it's not the business, it's not the marketing plan, and it's not the company. It's you. That's why does one, we said it earlier on, why does one person earn $10,000 a month, another person doesn't in the same time frame? Similar talents and backgrounds. It's the you part, it's the numbers. The reason Arkworld worked, and my distributorship worked in the beginning when I started Arkworld. Why did I accomplish $73,000 in 4 weeks? That's a lot of business to turn over in your first month in the company. Why did that happen? Why? Because I talked to people over and over and over again all day long, and I sold the products all day long. I said 2 of these, 2 of those, and a meal, right? It's simple, it worked for me, and it'll work for you. When do you want to start? I did that all day. If someone said, I'm not interested, you're not answering me, next. This is not a popularity contest. Be nice, be loving, be kind. But the point is this, here's the point. If it works, if you lose weight on it, it's the healthiest out there on earth, and it's affordable. Isn't that what people really want to know? People are fed up with going on goofy kind of diets. Zillions of them. The whole industry can get sick of it. They're out there full of sugar, these products. This is the greatest, healthiest product in the world, but you'll only know it if you use it first. Does that make sense to you? That makes sense? Don't get into clever pitches. It makes it so complicated. Who can do this? 2 of these, 2 of those. I lost weight, you'll lose weight. When do you want to start? 2 of these, 2 of those. I lost weight, you'll lose weight. When do you want to start? Second person, third person. 2 of these. Who can do that? You see, the reason why my distributors, when I started Arkworld, started becoming successful, I had teenagers making $600-700 $1,000 in their first month. I had mums pushing pushchairs around, making several $1,000s in their first month. Because they said, what do I do, Mark? I said, all you got to do, right? All you got to do is just say 2 of these, 2 of those. They said, there must be more to it. I said, no. They said, what happens if someone says no? I said, you talk to someone else. They said, oh, but what if they want to know something I don't know the answer to? I say, you don't know about it. I have no idea what you're talking about, but what I do know is 2 of these, 2 of those, and it works. Do you want to do it? They said, that doesn't really help them. I said, well, there's a website. See, here's the point, right? You go to Arkworld, you've got product forms, right? You got fact files. Where's my right? You got Fab 4 flyers. These pretty cool fact. They're in your back office as a distributor. You can download these. You've got also in your back office something called fact files, product fact files. They're fantastic. I can't get this back over here. There we go. That's good. You got a product fact files, 1 on each product, and they have the science, right? Attached. They've got a bit of science, flash of science, and you got some strap lines, they're called in advertising. In other words, some bullet points on the product. And then you have its 10-point fact file. They're fantastic. And they tell you a bit more science. If people want more information, get their phone number and then give them the website. Notice I said get their phone. You want to be in control of the situation, right? And if they want to read up on the science, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But what I'd love you to get out of, it's not so much you. You may know a lot about the product and you may want to learn a lot about it. There's nothing wrong with that. I have too. In fact, it becomes harder to keep things simple the more you learn. It becomes harder to be duplicatable the more you learn. But if you keep it simple, your new distributor, you know, we've got varied distributors in Arkworld, from homemakers, housewives, as we call them in the United Kingdom, to construction workers, to waitresses, to lawyers, to doctors. We got all kinds of people in Arkworld. And if you keep it simple, your new distributor has no background in this, will find it easy to do, and they can become successful. And that'll give them time to learn a little bit more. There's a website gives you more information. Does this make sense to you? If they want to learn a little more, now you know what I said at the beginning. Much easier pressing the video, right? Someone wants to know about the pink drink, play the pink drink video, send it, subscribe first, and then you can share it on WhatsApp with them, right? The pink drink video. They want to know about ship shape, play them the shape video or the fat burning video. It's real easy. I'll back it up. Does that make sense? Good, cool. Keep it simple is what I'm saying. And as I said, before you, whenever you talk to anybody that's interested at all, always get their phone number, their contact details. Always. I always did that. Because if you don't, the chances are you may not, you know what people are like. I'll put a flyer down at home. They put it on there. They have intention maybe to call you back, but they don't always do that. You want to get serious about this, collect phone numbers. I used to have a goal every day of getting 10, 20 new phone numbers every single day of people. I wanted to have 50 new phone numbers a week, 200 phone numbers a month, 600 phone numbers a quarter. Out of 600 phone numbers in a quarter, you think you're going to get 20, 30, 40, 50 people join? Pretty much. That's pretty much the odds. You should really, to be sponsoring 10 distributors, 20 distributors a month, as I did, I recruited 31 actually in my first month. My goal was to recruit 1 a day and also to have a customer every single day. Actually failed at the customers, right? Because I got 21 in the first month. But that was what I tried to do. And we'll talk about that in a second, numbers. But I kept it simple, made it very easy for me to teach to others. So who do we look for? Dissatisfied, what to say? Keep it simple. I've given you a little pitch. You can also watch this back on the video of how to do that. Number 3, when do we say? Talk to 10 people a day. Now, You might say, well, I'm part-time. I know people part-time in Arkworld, and I know people part-time in the industry that had 2 jobs. I remember someone had a old friend of mine was a school teacher and a checkout girl in the evening in the supermarket, and she still talked to 10 people a day. Sometimes it's easier. Busier people often speak to more people. You know, I've got a car at the gas station. You need to be pitching the guy. You know, you go, I don't know, shopping at the supermarket. You need to be talking to people. You have your button on, pass some flyers out, put some flyers in the supermarket, put some flyers on a notice board, right? You're thinking all the time. Shop window. You go to the gym. You have a coffee. Wherever you go, should be talking to someone. So you can be real busy and full-time in another job and building this business part-time, but you can still talk to 10 people a day. Work out, here's something really important. Work out how many people you got to talk to get one person to buy the products. This is, I don't have time on this video necessarily today, but working out your odds changed everything for me when I was a kid, right? A while ago now. When I started in this industry the first time before I became successful, working out my odds, it changed it all. Because once I knew how much rejection I was going to get before a person bought the products, that's, you can imagine, right? That made everything easier because I thought, well, my goodness, if my odds are 1 in 10, right? No matter what, because odds don't lie to you, by the way. If my odds are 1 in 10, that if that means that for every 9 rejections, 9 no's or insults, right? I was going to get somebody buy the product. And so that may have changed everything, because that meant when someone insulted me, because that will happen to you sometimes, right, in life, when you're dealing with people, or someone rejects me, I dealt with the rejection much better because it didn't matter anymore. Because I thought, well, I need 9 rejections to get someone to buy it. So bring on the rejections. In fact, when you think about it, I did an interview in Australia, and they asked me, it was about being successful, and they asked me about, you know, how to make money, how be it selling and recruiting. And I said, you don't become wealthy from success. They thought that was really weird. I said, you become wealthy from rejection. You see, people always think it's about selling product, but you're never going to sell anything without being rejected. That's part of it. Someone said to me recently, oh, but you know, you get a lot of people reject you. That's life, right? I'm a Christian. Any Christians here? Exactly. You want rejection in this world? Right? You'll get it if you're a Christian, let me tell you, right? You get rejected in anything. But the more rejection you get, the more successful you become. It's fun. And when you understand it, it doesn't matter anymore because this matters to you. Does that make sense to you? Okay. Work out your odds. Talk to 10 a day. 50 a week. It's a great number. 200 a month. You'll get at least 20 new customers a month with ease if you do 200 presentations. Presentations, notice I said, by the way, not invites, right? Never, and if you're making notes, write this down. We will mention this again before this training's finished. Don't confuse inviting with presentations. When I say talk to 10 people a day, I'm not talking about, here's my phone number, give me a call. You haven't talked to them. All you've done is given your phone number, right? I'm not talking about someone says to you, well, thanks very much, I'll think about it. You'll get that too, but you can't count that as one of them. This is yeses and no answers. Decisions is what you're looking for. You want 10 decisions a day. They are proper presentations. A presentation has an end to it. It's called a decision. I know it sounds harsh, but I don't want you to make mistakes that I certainly did. Swap inviting for recruiting. Stop inviting for retailing. It's how many people you're talking to retail and sell the products. 10 people a day. Proper presentations. They can still be 2 of these, 2 of those, quick, but you want to get answers, decisions from people. As your skills improve, by the way, your odds will improve. Makes sense, right? You get better at this. Instead of 1 in 10, it might come down to 1 in 7, 1 in 8, 1 in 5. You get better at it. The more belief as well you have in yourself. Remember this, write this down. not so keen on the word, but you'll get the point. Sinaloa, S-I-N-A-L-O-A. What does it stand for? Safety in numbers and law of averages. Safety in numbers and law of averages. What does it mean? It means this basically. It doesn't matter necessarily what you say. We all have to be great talkers and get a really awesome, pitch to talk to people from the heart, by the way, hopefully. But it's not about how good you are at speaking to people. I've met people that are so nervous. I knew someone that was so shy they couldn't even go on stage and tell their story. They couldn't stand it. They just couldn't do it. And that person went on and I think Jules knows who I mean. They went on, they became a multi-millionaire. The person used to perspire at the thought of talking to anyone. And all they did was play the video. And another person I remember, I mentioned earlier in this training, all they did was play videos. They didn't even hardly talk to anyone. They just literally, when someone was interested, they played them a video all day long, right? Sinaloa, it's about numbers, in other words, not necessarily talent or education. You see, there's a safety, what it means is this, there's a safety in numbers and law of averages that say this. You will always succeed no matter what if you keep talking to people. It's not about talent. Talent's good, but it's not about education. It's good to be educated. It's not about experience. Experience is good, experience. I know a lot of talented, educated, experienced people that don't have any money, and they're also pretty miserable. So it's about numbers. There's a lot more to it, right? It doesn't mean you're going to be successful because you're talented. It doesn't mean you're going to be successful because you're educated or have experience. What I lack, as I said earlier, in talent and education, I'll make up for it in numbers. Jim Rohn said that. With the videos as well, you don't even need to worry about, excuse me, what to say anyway. Let the video do the work for you. Remember, it's not what you say that matters in life. It's how you feel about what you say that really matters. People communicate with feelings. Remember I said that? Not with words. Who, what, when, where. Let's look at the last one. Where stands for where to look. Where are we going to find all these customers? And this is the same for recruiting too. There are many ways to find people to talk to and many tools you can use. You can use your imagination. We're going to give you a list of them. Hopefully you'll write it down. Technology is always changing. It's incredible the amount of tools there are today and things we can use, websites, social media, right? Well, over the last, so quickly too, in the last 10, 15 years, it's incredible. Many ways to meet people and promote your products and your business. Tools, write this down, are like a menu in a restaurant. They give you a downline choice. They give them the choice of what to do, basically, a better chance to succeed. The more tools you use, the better menu you will give them because they will watch what you're doing. True leadership is, as we know, leading by example. They will do what you do. Here's a phrase I want you to write down and never forget. Someone taught me. Only fools limit tools. You want to be, you want to do it all. You got to, or be successful. You're going to have to do everything, to be honest with you, and learn everything. And I don't mean that as in a daunting thing. It's not. It really isn't. It's pretty simple. You can use if you want to be successful, you've got to use every tool at your disposal, everything, flyers, buttons, talking to people, shop windows, adverts, get your phone ringing. And we're going to talk about this little list now. When I started Arkworld, I did everything. I couldn't imagine building a multi-level marketing business. If you want to make $100,000 a year plus and become independently wealthy, you've got to get your phone ringing, right? You've got to be wearing a button. You've got to be doing flyers. You've got to be doing everything you possibly can. Center of influence. Here's a list, and hopefully this will give you an idea. It's like a conductor, right? They know how to play every instrument. You've got to become conductors. Learn to play all the instruments, use all the tools, lead by example, and you will get others follow you. as I said, you'll give them a better menu to choose from. Here's some examples for you. You can write these down. Center of influence. We've spoken a little bit about that. Family, friends, Christmas card list, co-workers, right? You can think of hundreds of names. And a list locally, nationally, internationally, who could benefit from the products or, need to lose weight and so on. We're talking just retail at the moment. Number two, another one, wear the button. Why in the world you wouldn't want to wear one of these things when everybody talks to you? I have no idea. They're so powerful. Learn the button response, right? Remember we went through it, 4 little questions you asked? Rewind the video, you'll see what I mean. A little simple button response, finding out if they're serious, how much weight they want to lose, what they tried before, and why didn't it work. 4 little questions, and then you can tell them about ship shape. You can do the same with the other products. Where the button. 3, Arkworld videos. Again, these are all choices. By the way, I'm not telling you what to do. If there's one tool you don't emphatically want to use, that's fine, right? But make sure the ones you're using work, is what I'm saying. If you're going to use ads, go all out with the ads. Whatever you do, Larry Thompson once said this, when I really respected, made $75 million in multi-level marketing, incredible man, God-fearing man. And he said this, massive success comes from massive action, right? You got to put everything you've got, the real formula for success, this is everything you got into everything you do. Very important. So whatever tools you do use, do them with gusto and do them a lot. Simple as that. Arkworld videos. Wear the button, push the button. Wear the button, push the button. Do it all day long around what you're doing. I promise you it works. You've got 5 powerful product videos on here. They are amazing. I'm not saying that in an egotistic sense. I'm on the thing, right? I don't mean it like that. They are, the reason they're amazing is because they do the job for you. You don't have to say anything, right? I can't talk about any more on the products than on these videos. We had someone recently say, Mark, tell us about the products. Tell us about the products. Watch the video. They said, but I want you to tell me about the products. I said, I can't tell you any more than I've done on the video, right? This is awesome. You get to carry it around and you can actually play the product videos. You can retail all day long. Show 10 product videos a day. Simple. Show the ship shape video to 10 people a day. I guarantee you'll make a lot of money. Flyers. Yes, using the corporate flyers like we got here, these beautiful pink and purple, right? Pink drink, purple pill, micro. We got a lot of kind of flyers coming on, different flyers. Or there's ones in your back office, right? Get them printed, get cheaper versions made. They really work. You want to know what I did in flyers? I always teach people to do 100 flyers a day. Not 100 on Monday, 200 on Tuesday, 1,000 on Wednesday, and then take Thursday and Friday off. That's not consistent. Nothing works unless you're consistent. You're going to do 100, do 100 every day. If you're going to do 1,000, do 1,000 every day. When I was 18 years of age and I first got in the industry, I was so hungry, man. I was so desperate to be successful because I had nothing, right? I did 1,000 flyers a day. A lot of them were doors. Can you imagine the work that took? But my phone was ringing and I wasn't always in. So I got an answering machine, right? Back then we didn't have cell phones or any of those things. So I had this answering machine. I thought I felt pretty shy. So I got this one where you could leave a long message on it. And I put the pitch, right, about the product on the answering machine. So when people called, my answering machine talked to them for me. It's pretty good, right? So I'm out there doing 1,000 flyers, and there's all these sales coming in on my phone, right? Flyers. I don't know how you do this business without doing flyers. You need to get flyers made. Cars, doors, shop windows, everywhere. Another one, notice boards. I won't go into the whole story for the time, but notice boards, gyms, clinics, shops, doctors. I came from a flyer when I was 18. My sponsor recruited me from a flyer on a shop window, right? I was depressed. I was a teenager. I didn't know what I was going to do in life. And I saw this little piece of paper on a shop window. I'll tell you the whole story another day. But that's why flyers probably mean a lot to me. they're going to get you a lot of business. Advertisements, right? You can put ads in the paper. Again, I wouldn't be doing this business. If you're serious about Arkworld and you want to be successful in this, you need to be advertising. You need a lineage ad in the local paper. Cheap. Never spend money on advertising. Don't listen to what advertisers tell you about full-page ads. Don't get any more phone calls. I promise you. I've done this too many times. A little lineage ad, lose weight with shit show, new powerful fat burner, changing America. Call or UK, whatever. A simple ad. If you want any ideas for adverts in your back office as a distributor, you have in tools, tips, training, you have many ideas of adverts in there. Many, you'll have a whole sheet actually of approved adverts that you can use. I wouldn't be doing this business without running at least one retail ad a week. I never really like doing this. Some people like conducting surveys, right? If you do that, keep it simple. And I wouldn't ask any more than say 6, 7 questions at most, really, if you want to do that. Some people like to do it. But it's an idea, right? You can do that. Some people won't do it. Talk to people on the street. Remember, the best retailing tool you have is you and your testimonial. My best tool that I have for selling Chip J is I lost 28 pounds in 4 inches. It's easy. I've got many customers that way, doing that, talking to people. Next one, take your product in public. Always carry product with you. Good thing about the pink drink, all right, is if you open the lot, have any of you guys done this? If you take the lid off, you bang it down, you get this big cloud of pink smoke. I've done that many a time. You do that in an airplane, you get told off. Take it with you. Take your products in public. It's a great way to get people to look at you. Remember, you're advertising. If you everywhere you go, you should be advertising the Arkworld products or the Arkworld business. You need to be promoting your business absolutely everywhere all day long. I see so many people, they don't even speak to anyone, and they're around people all day long. And then they think of running an ad. Well, why would you run an ad when you're around people all day long? You don't even talk to them, right? Take your product in public. Use a scrapbook. Use another idea, presentation book, book of stories. I know somebody that does that. Take photos of people. Obviously, we all know about that, right? Weight loss photos, they're really powerful. Ask for referrals is another one. I see a lot of people spend all day long getting a customer, and then they forget to ask the customer for referrals. Find out who your customers know, right? Or even if people say no, they're not interested in the product, find out who they know. It's not just the person you're talking to that's important. It's who they lead you to. Here's another one. Richard, you're smart at this. We used to do these in Florida. Pink parties. We used to do, we did a few of them. I remember we did one, I think a friend of mine's house, product pink parties. They're a lot of fun. You know, it was usually the girls wanted to do it, but I wanted to join in. I loved the whole thing. We had pink balloons going on. We had the pink drink, and we didn't have videos then, but imagine holding a pink party now with videos. You could literally get your laptop or computer, plug your phone to it, or go on your YouTube, on your TV screen, whatever you want to do, and you could actually play the pink drink video. Get 10, 20 friends around. Pink parties, they're fantastic, and they work real well. You can even put some little finger food out, get to know everybody. Great, they work so well. Meetings, training classes, learn them. Now, I know that intimidates a lot of people, but we can help you, right? I can help you with meetings. Jules will help you. People at the company help you. Other leaders, we've got people that do meetings and have done a lot of meetings. You know, meetings are great. I would not be doing this. If you want to build a serious business in Arkworld and you want to become successful, you're going to need to learn how to do meetings, and you're going to need to learn how to do trainings. It's not optional. You're never going to build a long career without learning those. You want to learn how to do a 3-part meeting. Best way to learn, go to YouTube, go to a video called the Arkworld Business Opportunity. That is a meeting, 3 parts to a meeting. Company history, product, and business. Watch my presentation on there. That is how to do a meeting. You know, you do it your own way, your own style. You probably do it, do it a certain way, but you can do it any way, as long as you stick to those 3 subjects and do meetings. Learn how to do them. If you want me as a guest or one of the leaders in the company, we can do that too. I love doing meetings in new towns, building new groups. Great way to get new customers. People always think meetings are just for recruiting, but you can invite customers to your recruiting meetings, right? And some of your customers will become your best distributors. Another point I wanted to say on referrals, I meant to mention, give prizes and rewards to your customers sometimes. Like, for example, I used to always say to my customers, you know, if you give me 5 referrals, right, I'll give you a 3-month supply of products. Because what I was thinking was 5 new customers from my one customer, because they love the product so much, it's working. So if they give me referrals, some of the people they know get 5 new people, but then those 5 new people not only buy it, but they know 100 people each. So that exposes my business, my product, to 500 more people, purely because I offered her a 3-month supply of products. Isn't that a good, cool idea? Got to give incentives. Referrals, phenomenal. Is to get a ton of referrals. Zoom, WhatsApp, we all know about that. You can hold meetings today up to 7 on WhatsApp, trainings and so on. We're doing this here today. Do your own YouTube, create your own channel. There's so much you can do. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, social media, more tools. Advertise online. You know, so many tools. There are even people looking online today for jobs and careers, aren't there? Adverts, papers, and so on online. You got to use everything you possibly can. And remember, only fools limit tools. You've got to expose yourself in every way you can, your product and your business, to everybody and everything that moves, basically. Retail profit is the most important area of income. That's why we spend a lot of time on it. Gives you money in your pocket today, so you can have a great attitude and go out and recruit. It's your bread and butter money. It pays for your ads. It pays for your flyers and so on. So important. It also sets a great example to your downline. Because if you retail lots, your organization will too. It's underestimated as an area of income, retail. Recruiting's spoken about a lot, but I come back to this. 5 years, 100 distributors with 50 customers, and that's not all people you found, right? That's doable for anybody. You could just get 10, 20. But if you had 100 people with 50 customers, right, you're going to become a multi-millionaire. That's because retail is the most important area of income there is. It's the foundation to your business.